hope everyone is doing well under this massively beautiful cosmic energy present with us. Whether you are feeling some good things happening or not, whether some chaotic energies, regardless of the presence of chaos, this astrological energy is reminding us to see the magic everywhere. To see the magic everywhere, to see gods everywhere, to see gods in everyone and in everything, in every moment, here and now. This energy is powerful. I just can't emphasize enough on the importance of this energy. I personally call it as the ascension point. This is the dragon ascension point. I'm feeling that so strongly. Why? Right, the presence of dragons so strong. This is the point, right? Everybody was talking about, okay, this is the year of the dragon in the Chinese Japanese calendar system at the beginning of the lunar new year. But this is it. This is the energy of the dragon expanding. Why? Because dragon energy is especially this year is the wood dragon year, right? Wood element is associated with the springtime. Taurus is the fixed energy of the spring, fixed energy of the spring, meaning, right, the spring starts with the Aries energy. Aries is the cardinal sign that starts the new season. Every fixed energy is the central point of the three signs that is associated with the springtime in the northern hemisphere. Of course, it's different in the southern hemisphere, but symbolically speaking, right, astrology is a symbolism. It doesn't matter if it's actually the springtime or the fall time. It's the symbolic poetry of the stars, the language of gods. So the springtime, the fixed energy is the Taurus, and the sun moved into Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign which brings change, and right through the Gemini season we're gonna shift into the summer that starts with the summer solstice, right, at the point of the energy that shifts into the sun shift into Cancer, and then that becomes the Cancer is the cardinal sign that brings the new season of the summer. Sun, yes, shifted into Gemini, but there is this cluster of energy in Taurus still. Gemini Sun is meeting up with Pluto. And to me, Pluto holds the symbolism of that dragon very strongly. Pluto is associated with Phoenix rising, this immortal bard that rises from our own ashes. It is the symbol of infinity and an expansion. It is the symbol of death, rebirth, transformation. That symbolism has a lot to do with the dragon, the celestial, the dragon realm, right? Of the higher creatures from the higher dimensions, fifth or the seventh or the eighth dimensions, right? It's the higher being, it's the creature associated with the higher dimensions, and the sun is meeting up with Pluto now. Sun is at 1 degrees of Gemini. Tomorrow it's gonna be the actual perfect trine at 2 degrees of Gemini, Sun, Aquarius, Pluto. It is generating the wind of change, the wind of transformation, the wind, the vortex of energy. Sorry, it's just some kind of like a vortex, the uprising energy of ascension is happening while Jupiter and Venus are coming together at the very end degrees of Taurus, right? There is this some kind of this Taurus energy, the spring energy, this wood energy that's trying to sprout out. It's beautiful that they are meeting up at the end of Taurus. And then after that, we are moving into this Sagittarius full moon expansion point of, it's the awakening point. I can't focus enough of such, the dragon is trying to raise our consciousness. There is this timeline shifting, and the dragons are helping us, those who are ready to go through that portal of ascension. It's raising our awareness and consciousness. So it's very important for us to stay aligned in that neutral state of awareness right now. If we are fixated, if we are holding such attached energy to specific situation or to specific person or people or specific events that's happening in life or in outside world, whatever we're fixated on, that energy is the weight that pull us down in a way to it's the energy that we want to pay attention to, and we want to again and again to set ourselves free by releasing those attached views or attached energies. Attached energies, the energy of attachments are very 3D heavy, very heavy energy that it holds. The idea also, if we are fixated on certain ideas, it creates the energy of that pull us down to this 3D reality. We want to keep detaching ourselves from any attachment, because Jupiter and Venus can bring that energy of attachment. It's a condensed energy, but it's the 29 degrees, right? It's the critical degrees point. So it holds a little bit of this. It requires wisdom. It requires taming of our nature, or what we are valuing most. If we are valuing something outside of us, it is misaligned with the higher truth. The most important thing right now is to keep the center point of gravity on us, the center point of our attention on us, on our own liberation. And the answer to that liberation do not lie outside of us. We think this person may help us, or we may think, right, we may try to search and gather and seek for that the answer outside of us. But as long as we are seeking outside, searching outside, we are delaying our own awakening and ascension point and freedom point. So this is an important time. There is big shattering happening under Sun, Pluto talking to each other in alignment, right? Pluto is trying to shatter all those illusions and delusions that we've clinged onto for so long. And under this energy, we are moving toward this full moon in Sagittarius. It's happening on the 23rd, this Thursday. Sagittarius ruler is Jupiter. And under this full moon, what is this Jupiter doing? Jupiter is in conjunction with Venus. Those two benefics coming together at 29 degrees of Taurus in perfect sextile with Neptune in 29 degrees of Pisces. You know, this whole month, Neptune has been at 29 degrees of Pisces. But this is the degree point that is new to us, right? 29 degrees of Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune at this point holds a mission to wake up the collective. It's trying to wake us up. Neptune is the dissolver of boundaries, dissolver of boundaries between this realm, the other realm, right? Cognitive thinking mind, and dissolver of the boundaries between this cognitive, tiny aspects of our mind and that infinite psyche, infinite wisdom that lies within us. It's trying to bring something together. It's trying to unite us to that truth. As long as we are trapped in either side of the duality, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this is light, this is the shadow. I'm not a good, I don't like the shadow work. These days I don't like to call certain people, or I don't consider myself as a light worker. It is like, as long as we're trapped in that dualistic, polarized view on this reality, we are trapped in 3D reality of this physicality, right? It's not that right or wrong. I always mention about this, but it's so important to come to that neutral point, right? There is a space of neutrality. From standing on that neutral space, we consider certain things as bad and certain things as good, certain things as evilish and dark, and certain things as godly and good, and of the nature of light. But from that third point between that duality, right, it's the point of Trinity, right, it's the point of infinity, right, it's that point that is connected to that true nature of our spirit. It's that true nature of truth, right? When we meditate, we try to tap into that point of that Trinity, of that neutrality, so we can connect and tap into that space of infinity. And the more and more we are tapping in and connecting to that nature of spirit, we start to lose our gripping on to what is good and what is bad, and choose not to take a stance on I am this or I am that. And I think it's so important to keep coming back to that neutral space, because the dragons live in that neutral space. Higher dimensional reality sits within that neutral reality, and that more that we let go of that attachment, right? This Sagittarius full moon is about letting go of certain attachment on certain views, certain beliefs, and certain perceptions, right? Because it's the Sagittarius full moon. Sagittarius full moon ruled by Jupiter, right? Jupiter can be about this philosophy of life or beliefs on life and certain perception on life. And with that nature of full moon, something is ending and shattering and releasing whatever that energy that's holding us or keeping us trapped in specific space. We are letting go, right? And now moon is transiting through Scorpio. At one point, right now, as I speak, this moon is opposing Mercury. Mercury in Aries, in Taurus, right? Mercury in Taurus at 8 degrees of Taurus. Moon is transiting, crossing in opposition to that. And it's, again, right, Taurus and Mercury can be a little stubborn in that idea. But this moon in Scorpio is trying to pull us, dig us into that deepest depth. Yes, Scorpio moon can keep us fixated in that space of attachment. But as long as we are attached to, right, not attachment, where we are seeking to find that inner depth, inner truth that lies underneath all that emotional attachments and emotional fractality of that Scorpio nature. I know very well on that. But once we are determined to go underneath of that fluctuation of the mood and attachment and fixation to find, right, to keep our intention to set ourselves free, then we can really go deep into find that truth right now. This is not the dark moon yet, but tomorrow when moon goes to that late degrees of Scorpio, moon will hit like 28, 29 degrees of Scorpio, and then it's gonna be in beautiful trine with that Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, and that moon will be opposing that Venus Jupiter togetherness, right? That Venus Jupiter conjunction, and then those two, right? Venus Jupiter conjunction is talking with Neptune in sextile, and that Neptune and Jupiter met together in Pisces in 2022. So this is the first kind of nice sextile alignment between Jupiter and Neptune. So this is like whatever the energy, whatever the endeavor, whatever that we started, the spiritual expansive, some kind of a wake-up call that started in 2022. There is, to those who've been really on top of that path to that liberation and awakening, and we are seeing a little bit of this blossoming of that energy too, everything is connected together, right? And then this full moon happening in Sagittarius is also aligned with some eclipses that happened in 2012. One cycle is returning around that time. 2011 to 2012 and 2013 was the time that Jupiter was in Gemini, and now we're returning back after 11 years, 12 years. Jupiter is returning back to that sign of Gemini on the 25th, right after the full moon. Right, even on a day of the full moon, Venus ingress into Gemini, but they're gonna meet this Hangman, so that the Venus and Jupiter will meet at Taurus under that full moon, and after that full moon, Venus ingresses into Gemini. There is this divine orchestra of energy from the cosmic realm that is aligning in favor for us. I can't emphasize enough on that. There is some kind of a wind, cosmic wind, the breeze blowing for us to, it's reminding us to see the good, to focus on the good, to focus on the energy of freedom, liberation, lightness, ease, openness, expansion. Whatever energy that's trying to keep us congealed in the energy of luck or energy of I'm not there yet, or energy of worries, fear, constriction, heaviness, dense energy of stress and pain and sorrow and grief. We honor that. We pray for that energy to shift. This is the moment that we have to pray too. The prayer can be multiple, abundant time, holds the energy of power. This is the time that we pray for the good to prevail, for that energy of that godliness to wrap around the earth. Whether we see or not, I would love all of us to visualize whenever you meditate, whenever you pray, think of your light expanding, shining so bright, and my light, your light connecting together. We see the light in all beings everywhere living alive on this planet Earth. See the light in everyone, see the God in everyone, and then visualize that light expanding, right? Like the light coming together, creating the web of light, web of goodness and ease and beauty and harmony and love and peace, and that light wrapping around this whole entire planet Earth. Visualize that ease and love and peace and harmony, and the more people do that, I believe some kind of shift can be created on this physical reality. I believe in the power of prayer. I thought about, when I was thinking about that, I thought about that comet that just got witnessed too in Portugal or somewhere. I forgot where. But the blue, beautiful celestial body crossing over, those can be considered as dragons appearing too, the asteroids or some kind of an entity from outer realm. Is like more weird stuff will continue to happen, because veil between what we think is norm and what we think beyond the norm is becoming thin and more communication with the outer realm happening, communication with the dragons and those higher dimensional beings are here to wake us up, and those communications are happening more and more, and we want to stay aligned with that communication, not communication with all the information that's coming through from media and from all that, right? Some kind of an energy is trying to keep us trapped in a heavy density of fear and worry and power control and all of that too. And this is the point that we are choosing the Hangman, right? Essence of the Hangman. It's the Neptune. Neptune rules this card, And Neptune, the hanged man, the energy of the hanged man is that this person is being hung, being all tied up, and he is not in a comfortable space. And many of us may find our situation as that, right? If you focus on the world news and what's going on, yes, chaos is everywhere. Crazy shit is happening in the world. It's unbelievable. But that moment, I'm not talking about that in relation to this card, but this being, the moment that he stops struggling to come out of this uncomfortable space and he chooses to surrender. She chooses to surrender to the universe, to surrender to something bigger and greater than his own ego. Our ego wants to come out from that struggle. Our ego wants to find an answer. Where am I going? I want to find an answer. Ego wants to be the hero. This is right, this is wrong, and we gotta do something about this wrong, right? All the ego-ness is constantly in a battlefield fighting against something. Our ego always does that. But the moment that we surrender our ego to something bigger and greater, halo comes out, and that is the process of awakening, right? Hanged man energy is very strongly present with us right now, and we want to release the energy of attachment and to see everything from kind of a different perspective, right, upside down, and to know that whatever we're doing, or any spiritual practice even, right, we are not trying to get to anywhere. We are not trying to be someone else, or we are not trying to be someone else or somewhere else. Right? Sometimes we try to get to somewhere because we believe, our ego believe, our mind believe, if I go there, I'll be freed, or I'll be liberated, or I'll feel better, or I'll be happier. But meditation or spiritual practice, spiritual awareness, the true truth behind that, I believe, is that we realize it's not that somewhere else or someone else or me getting there or here or there, out there. That is all an illusion, and we must come back to here and now. That is it. And if we cannot sit still with here and now and in who I am here and now, we cannot get to anywhere, right? Four of Swords showing up. It is us connecting to that absolute peace and ease in the moment here and now. This is to connect to the peace through strife, or to be peace through whatever is going on in life or in moods in our mind. It's always ups and downs and all over the place, can be. But we choose to hold the stance of stillness, to find that power in stillness, and also to cultivate the patience, right? We need to cultivate patience, and we need to know the power of patience and power of not reacting to all the rubbishness of the mind or fluctuation of the mood, right? Through that stillness, we find that path, open path. Three of Wands is something is opening up for us, whether we see it or not. Nine of Cups is here with us too. Nine of Cups always remind us to be content. And that is very important right now, to find the sense of contentment, to find the sense of satisfaction. And when I see the back of the deck, the magician card energy is so strong right now, very, very strong. And in order for us to tap into that magician energy, to create magic, to create alchemy, we got to know we have all the tools within us already. All we have to do as a magician is to know who we are, know all the magic that lies within us. I don't wanna make the video too long. To know all the magic within us, and to clear out all the craziness of the mind, because the magician is ruled by Mercury, and grab that magic wand and raise that magic wand into the cosmic realm. And the magician in Rider's deck is pointing one finger down to the earth. It holds the symbol of the lightning bolt, like we being that lightning bolt, connecting to the heavenly God's realm and the earthly heavenly realm. It's not that heaven is up and in heaven the earth is down, right? It's that connection. We are all here to realize heaven is here on earth. We are creating, and we are a part of the heaven on earth. But the magician card represents this we being open vessel, open portal, to be the portal of that connection between the God and then the earth and God and then all of us humans, and be the messenger of the higher dimensional being. Magician is the messenger. And then we want to keep our portal open so we can receive the message right now, to be clear on the message that we are here to share with the world. Oh, the magician card is showing up again, and the moon card, it's the Pisces card, it's the Neptune related card. So the back of the deck is Tarot, the Venus. So this is the reading kind of for the I was pulling for this Sagittarius full moon showing up, right? Sagittarius full moon is happening at 2 degrees of Sun in Gemini, moon in 2 degrees of moon in 2 degrees of Sagittarius, and Sun is at 2 degrees of Gemini, right? Gemini energy is ruled by that Lover's card. Lover's card is, to me, all about, I'll come back to that more. Gemini energy and Gemini season, to me, is the archetype of the Lover's card shows up. It shows the naked woman and naked man, right? That they represent the yin yang opposing forces, the dualistic polarized nature of us. We need that polarized energy for creation, right? The mountain can represent this blossoming and new energy, giving birth to that new energy through the alchemical union of divine masculine and divine feminine. But there is this trinity point, that point that is beyond the dualistic nature. There is that angel, there is that God, there is the higher dimensional realm of that trinity that is beyond the polarized nature of everything. And we have to go beyond that, all good and bad and all of that, to find the true union with the whole, with the one God, one universe, one, all is one, and one is that circle zero that encompasses everything. That is really the theme about the Gemini season, and it's important right now under all the energies going on. We want to aim there. The center card was the moon. Moon energy is all about the depth within the unknown. Under that moonlight, we cannot see anything clear, right? But the moonlight is the moon card represents our deep inner psyche that we don't really go into because we stay in what is under the light, right? What is under the light, what is obvious. Our thinking mind is so obvious. Our critical thinking mind, judging, analyzing, criticizing, and keep telling us what is right, what is wrong, blah, 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 rubbishness is the aspects of our mind which is visible to us. It's the noise, it's the sound that we keep hearing in the mind. But the moon card represents the underneath, that energy, that beyond that gate, right? Beyond that gate of the realm between what is cognitive and what is incognitive, what is tangible, what is intangible. Deep in our psyche, there is this whole entire universe that lies within us, right? That door to the unknown, the door to our psyche, the door to our own inner cosmos, the door to the magic, the superpower that lies within, can be only found within the gap between thoughts. Oops, I hope it's okay. And this is the gate card. This is the full moon, that we want to go beyond what is familiar and keep knocking on the door to that inner cosmos, to that inner wisdom, to that inner power that lies deep within us. When we tap in and connect to our superpower within our spirit, within our soul, we can start to create the new reality, new future that's aligning our body, our mind, and the spirit. This is that Trinity. That Three of Pentacles is the card of new creation. It is the architect, right? It's the cognitive thinking mind, and coming to connect and unite with the unconscious aspects of ourselves, and with that spirit, with that higher power, we start to manifest something bigger and greater, and all the vision coming true. In order for that visions to come true, though, we got to surrender to that some kind of a higher power and bigger energies of magic and miracles, right? That I said already about the hanged man, but we want to be clear on a blueprint. This is the Fool and Hierophant coming to talk to an architect. We need to talk. We need the Fool spirit. That Fool is the Uranus, right? The Uranus, the Hierophant card is the Taurus card. Uranus is in Taurus too, right? The Uranus, the Fool, the spirit. It's that limitless opening, boundless energy of the spirit, the eternal, immortal being within us, connecting to that high. Hierophant is the divine order of the universe, the creator. It's the order that's created by the universe. Some kind of union, and us tapping into that power that lies with each of us, the creator power that lies within each of us, to find that clear blueprint of where we are heading next. Are we aligning with our will with the will of God? See our vision and find our vision in line with the higher power, the creator, the God. find ourselves as an open vessel, open portal, so that the more, the universe will start to create and push us. The cosmic wind can push us into the space where we are supposed to go. Synchronicity, signs coming in. But the Lover's card also reminds us, like, be in love with our own selves, embrace who we are as we are, knowing we're not lacking anything, or knowing we are, know that wholeness and fullness that is here with us, all of us, through that sense of contentment, through that sense of realizing wholeness, not missing anything, right? It's the mind always talking to us, or you're missing out, or you're missing this or that. Fuck all that mind bullshit, and know that you are whole and complete. You have every God-given gift within you. Don't compare yourself with the value of the outside world. Fuck all that, and be unique you, and be you, do you, and keep on living and walking the path of freedom, of liberation, of awakening, and all that. The dragons are with us. If you want to ride the back of the dragons, as I always say, keep your inner eye center wide open. The inner eye center lies the eye of God, eye of the Creator. Keep our vision clear and big and massive. Look at ourselves from that eye of God, so we can detach ourselves from all the seriousness of the mind. Our mind can get so easily trapped in the serious, narrow focused view on things. But when we see ourselves from the eye of God, we know we came down here to play and to dance and to sing and to enjoy. Yes, magic is everywhere, and magic is us. May we choose to see that, to live that right now, so that we can expand that energy of light. I'm contradicting myself, because I said that light is dark and dark is light, and dark is the source of all creation too. Because whenever I say darkness, I think of darkness of the mother's womb, darkness of the mother, father, universe, right? It's not that light is good and dark, right? Be the source of all the primordial power, right? May we be all that, to set ourselves free and to be the force of that freedom for the collective as well. Thank you very, very much for listening. So much love and deep, deep gratitude.